In 2017, the people of Karnataka suffered and went through the worst drought in 42 years. Potholes. That is a major issue in the city of Bengaluru and other parts of Karnataka. But look at this. You had the Karnataka government, which is in election mode. They're distributing freebies right now. They spent 4.5 crores of taxpayers' money on the Diamond Jubilee celebrations of the Vidhan Soda. Imagine this. There were lavish lunches that were thrown for VVIPs, VIPs and government employees. A lunch would cost as much as 1,700 rupees, 30 lakhs on flowers, 2 crores to make a movie on the Vidhan Soda, animation movie of 10 minutes which costs 4 lakh rupees. All of this to just send out a message that the Karnataka government is doing a great job. And Republic TV has exclusively accessed these documents. Pooja Prasanna, our South Bureau Chief, joining us this morning. Pooja, you've accessed these documents and this is important. In an election year, this is a story that needs to be told because last year, the people of Karnataka went through the worst drought in 42 years. But what does the Karnataka government do? It wants to throw lavish lunches for VVIPs, VIPs and government employees.
Absolutely. And this after the Chief Minister and the Speaker had assured Republic TV and the public that they will in fact tone down the celebrations, because we had reported in October last year, Parikshit, about how 30 crores was the budget for celebration for just 2 days. And after much outrage across the city, they said we will tone down the celebrations. But clearly that's not what has happened. The documents that we have access clearly reveal that there were 3 slabs of lunches provided. Why this differentiating in terms of who gets what? Because the VVIP, so as to speak, gets lunch that is worth about 1,737 rupees. A VIP meal costs about 1,310 rupees. And the others, now the employees of Vidhan Soda and other people, the common public which had gotten the invite to attend these celebrations gets lunch that is costing the exchequer 819 rupees per lunch. So why these 3 different slabs? Even in providing food, why have they shown this kind of VVIP racism? That's question number 1. And also in the same set of documents that we have access, Parikshit, it goes on to show that over 1 crore rupees have been spent in just publicizing this entire event. First, to spend public money wastefully in celebrations of just one or 2 days for the elite of the city. It is not for everybody in the city. On top of it, you spend 1 crore to publicize how they've celebrated and splurged public money. This is absolutely insensitive and insulting to the public who believe that this money could have been put to better use.
And how is the government really, how is Siddaramaiah, the Chief Minister, really defending this in an election year? Because this is a story that the opposition is going to pick up. Opposition is going to ask questions, Pooja, because you've raised some very important documents. In an election year, in a drought year, you're spending so much of money on Vidhan Soda celebrations. You're rewarding your MLAs, you're rewarding your VVIPs and government employees for what?
Absolutely. And if you look at, even the attendance during assembly sessions, it's dismal. And it's insulting to the people that they represent, that they don't even have the patience to come and sit in assembly for a matter of 10 to 12 days and represent their grievances, put them across to find solutions. And these people are being rewarded time and again. As our viewers would remember, Parikshit, in the same event, there was a proposal to actually give out gold biscuits to all these MLAs whose performance has been shoddy, to put it mildly. So yes, the Chief Minister will be under fire now, because last year when there was pressure on him, when the first set of documents had been leaked, he had come out and said, we believe in austerity. So I have asked the Speaker to actually tone down. Clearly, it has not happened to the expectations of the people. There's still about 4 to 5 crores at least that has been spent on wasteful expenditure. Flowers for over 30 lakh rupees, 2 crores spent for making a documentary on Vidhan Soda. These are things that could have been well avoided or put to use in a better way.
Okay, Pooja, I'm going to request you to hold on for a second. We've got Bijon Mishra on the phone line with us. Bijon Mishra, this is absolutely shocking. Pooja Prasanna has got us these documents which reveal that last year, which was a drought year in Karnataka, the worst drought in 42 years, the Karnataka government almost spent 5 crore rupees on Vidhan Soda celebrations. And look at this, 1,700 rupees for a lunch for each VVIP, almost 1,000 rupees for a VIP and 800 rupees for a government employee. 30 lakhs spent on a movie, 2 crores on a movie on the Vidhan Sauda. Is this really done?
Not at all. It is preposterous. You see, what I want to say is that all public money should be used for the welfare of citizens. It cannot be spent for lavish dinners and lunches for the political executives and others. So we have to make sure we have to bring in, the voice must get raised, and I'm so happy that you have brought evidences in the public domain, and I congratulate your team for doing that. You see, now the public should make an outcry that we shouldn't allow this. We have been allowing it for too long. It's been too long, that we have been tolerating all this nonsense.
Absolutely.
And I'm not talking about any one particular person
That's right.
or a political
and
party.
Bijan Mishra, I'd like to thank you. We've got Brinda Adige also joining us. Brinda Adige, look at this. This is a shocking story coming from Bengaluru. In a drought here, we see this lavish expenditure. We don't know for what. The city is lacking in amenities, but the Chief Minister wants to spend taxpayers' money on lavish lunches, on 30 lakh rupees for flowers, 2 crores for a movie, animation movie of 10 minutes for 40 lakh rupees. How do you explain such an expenditure?
There is no explanation. I think we only have to condemn the Chief Minister as well as all the other ministers and MLAs who have been party to it. Because the first rule is you do not spend the taxpayers' money. We voted you into power to govern and see that prices of food products are reduced. But the prices are so high. Farmers are suffering. Tomatoes are not getting the prices that they should get. And there is farmer suicide. There is no safety for children and women. And we are looking at the entire justice system that rarely functions or functions in such a tedious and cumbersome manner that justice is never served. And how dare corruption and commission goes hand in hand irrespective of which political party is over there. But the question here is discrimination. Somebody gets one kind of food and somebody else gets another kind of food. So you're talking of a democracy, and these are elected representatives who have not taken up their responsibility seriously and feel that they owe no accountability to citizens. And that is the scary part, where you think that citizens should pay our taxes, should vote you people into power, and then you are not accountable. You just do whatever you want.
And Brinda Adige, do you get a sense that this was just... Brinda Adige, do you get a sense that this was just done to show that the Karnataka government is doing very well? Karnataka is doing very well as a state. They want to showcase Vidhan Sauda to the people. 50 lakh was spent, as Pooja is pointing out, on public participation. Do you think this was just a big election gimmick? They wanted to keep the government employees happy. They wanted to show the people of Karnataka, look at such a great event is taking place in your state?
Probably only the government employees happy, because none of our citizens know what actually happened there. It's not that everything was telecast by the minute on the media so that we will know. We had no clue what's happening. We just see snippets of it in the news or probably in the newspaper. So it was just keeping the MLAs happy, keeping the government servants happy, and of course each of them got their cuts and commissions. Nothing else. There was no showcase of anything. If they thought that this kind of a lavish lunch and gifts and all of it, almost 26 crores were spent on it, is showing that the government is doing well. Well, they need to know that citizens are not stupid.
All right. Brinda Adige, thank you very much for joining us. Tanveer Ahmed of the JDS is also with us right now. Tanveer Ahmed, how do you see this? What do you think is the larger political strategy of Siddaramaiah when he decides to spend almost 5 crore rupees on the Diamond Jubilee celebrations of the Vidhan Sauda?
See, the only thing Siddaramaiah ji and his party is worried about is that this is the last base station of Congress. And if Congress loses this place, they are definitely going to be out of power from the entire country, literally. So they are trying to do everything Samadam Dandabhed to get into power. But however, the people of Karnataka are going to give them a befitting answer. Because if you spend money without any accountability in a state where 3,500 farmers have committed suicide under the regime of Siddaramaiah, and you tend to spend 26 crore rupees for 2 days of celebration, and that too, a major chunk of it goes on food, it really shows the intent and interest of the government. They are not very serious towards the people of Karnataka.
Right. Tanveer Ahmed, thank you very much for joining us. So that is spokesperson of the JDS hitting out at Siddaramaiah, saying this only shows that the Congress government in Karnataka is not serious and they just want to woo their voters by any means whatsoever. We're going back to Pooja Prasanna, who broke this big story this morning from Karnataka. Pooja, any responses from the Karnataka government so far, from the Chief Minister's office? How are they justifying this expenditure? Do your sources tell you that they're just trying to impress voters and keep the government employees on their side by doing a celebration of this kind?
There isn't any reaction on record yet, Parikshit, but what I'm picking up is that they believe that this was the decision of the Speaker of the House, because the Assembly and, of course, Vidhan Sabha, the State Secretariat, comes under the jurisdiction of the Speaker. So in all likelihood, they will shift the blame to the Speaker. But having said that, the question that we're posing is the money for the splurge came from the Finance Department and the PWD Department. Why could there not have been a block at those levels? The sheer insensitivity is what gets the people, because who are these VVIPs that who are getting food at 1,700 rupees per plate? Who are the VIPs? On what merit did you categorize these people about the common man, the voter? Why is it that they are getting food from our pocket? And the very lack of accountability, Parikshit, there is somehow a sentiment that the public exchequer money is for the government to use the way they deem fit. And in most of the cases, how they think it's fit to use is on themselves, giving themselves perks like doubling their salaries, going on junkets. This is what they seem to be prioritizing over actually serving people. It isn't even about how much money was spent, but the sheer priority. Yes, Vidhan Sabha is a very important landmark in the city. Most people across Karnataka take pride in the aesthetics of Vidhan Sabha. But having said that, is this the best way you could think of to celebrate the Diamond Jubilee of Vidhan Sabha? By indulging in self-serving, because at the end of the day, the common man got to see very, very little. Like Brinda was rightly pointing out, it was at the end of the day just the legislators whose performance is shoddy, who got to actually sit there, feel like VIPs and spend our money.
All right, Pooja Prasanna, thank you very much for bringing that story to light. This is something our viewers must watch, because this is an expenditure that must be avoided at all costs. Thank you very much for joining us.